I'm not even trying to get the sand to come down now. It's just coming down on its own. Every time I touch the pan, I push the gold up, more sand comes down. So that's how I do it at the end here, like this. Alright, so I got this whole bucket of material here that I need to put in the machine. And I've got the water flowing about right now. And I'm just going to put a little bit in at a time. So that it doesn't get clogged up. Because that's a lot of material. And it's all the same size too. So I got to go pretty slow. See pellets.
You see pellets?
There's going to be bird shots in this. Okay. Watch out, Bubba. On top right here. Alright, we got our material. We want to go ahead and pan out now. There it is. So, I'm going to start out by putting some soap in the water because it cuts the water tension. And little small pieces like to float. So a little bit of soap in there goes a long way. I'm also going to classify the material down through these two sifters. So I'm going to start out with the big one first, which is this one. And then I'm going to do a smaller screen. Okay, I got all my material out of that bucket. through the strainer, the classifier, and over my pan. Now, these little pieces of gravel and stuff I'm going to look through later. You take the majority of your material. Can you see that, Hunter? Yeah? And you stratify it. And by doing this, it puts the lighter pieces on top, and then you can pan those pieces off the top like this, and then re-stratify. Stratify just means to make it go into layers, with the heavy ones at the bottom. And you do that over and over until you get down to the bottom. Every time you stratify, you're bringing more brown sand towards the surface, and you try to get that brown sand off the top. And it leaves you with the black sand at the bottom, along with a ton of other minerals that are difficult to pan out. So when I get down this far, to where I can barely bring any more brown sand to the surface, I start panning into another pan. That way I can re-pan this black sand later. So I put this pan in here, just like that, and pan right into it. I think I can see some gold already. Stratify it, pan it. Try to keep that gold at the bottom. And of course the lead, which you have to pick through. I like seeing that layer of gold. Hunter, come here, look at this gold. See the gold in there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty neat, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, now I'm starting to bring the black sand down like this, and I'm watching for pieces of gold, and I push them back up when they look like they're starting to come down. And I try not to let anything but the lead and the sand fall. And the lead wants to fall at the same time the gold does, so it's very difficult. And you have to keep pushing your pieces of gold back up to the top. Just let the pieces of lead fall. It's like watching The Matrix. At this point, when you have all this stuff down here at the bottom, you sift through it one more time like this and watch it fall its last little layers, and make sure that there aren't any pieces of gold left in there. Then you take this sand that's at the bottom and you wash it into your other pan. And then you start over. It starts looking worth it when you see the line of gold at the top. Little pieces of gold trying to get away. Even after you pan this, you have to repan again and again and again to make sure you got everything. Alright, I'm going to start pulling some of these pieces of lead down now. And I'm going to throw them out, because I don't want to put any lead back in my pan to have to repan later. I only want to collect the gold. So as you're doing this, you pull the pieces of lead down, push pieces of gold up. Simple as that. See, that's the gold side, and that's the lead side. Will you hand me that glass bowl over there, please? Okay, so what I do here is I put the lead down into this bowl over here. We're just doing this. That way I can pan through that lead later and see if I missed anything. So now I got the majority of the big pieces of lead out of here. So then I can pan the rest of this black sand down. It should be a lot easier. The whole time I'm just making sure I'm not knocking any little gold pieces down. I'm just taking the sand down. Slow and steady does it. Some of these little tiny pieces are so lightweight that they're trying to come down with the sand so hardcore. I'm just doing the best I can to keep them up at the top. Anytime I see a little bit of color, I just keep pushing it back up, and the sand just keeps falling. I'm not even trying to get the sand to come down now. It's just coming down on its own. Every time I touch the pan, I push the gold up, more sand comes down. So that's how I do it at the end here, like this. So for now, we started out pretty good. Okay, so now that I've panned out all the smaller pieces, I'm going to pan out these larger ones. That's where all the crystals and the rocks are. So, let's see what happens. I've already classified all this material in the past, so I'm not expecting to see anything. But you never know. I'm going to try it out. Okay, there it all is. Stratify. Start panning it down. Stratify, pan. I like to get my big rocks out. Get those big rocks out of it. Alright, let's start looking through these pieces. Oh, that's not lead. There's a piece of gold in there. Oh, there's another one. Oh no, it's just lead. Okay. Okay. Can you see all the crystals that are in here? And then we've got this one piece of gold right there at the bottom. There. So, let me get all these other pieces out of the way. Wash them out. Whoop. There's that one piece of gold. Nice. See how it doesn't move at all? I'm going to put that with the rest. Little picker just slid down again. I got it though. It's right there. Okay. So now I'm done. I got the majority, 90% of that black sand out. And I'm happy with that finished product right there. So that's it. There's my gold for that bucket. Now I'm going to keep running the rest of the buckets and seeing what I can come up with. I've got like 5 more buckets to go. I'm going to try it out. This is it. This is all the gold that I got out of those 5-gallon buckets. I really wasn't expecting a whole lot because I had already panned through it all. And you can see that there's some silver looking gold in there, and that's because it has mercury on it. And the old timers used to use mercury in their pans to absorb all the gold. And where I go, panning, gold mining is in a lot of places where they used to do a lot of gold panning back in the 1850s. And they used to use a ton of mercury back then. And so what I'm stuck with now is gold with mercury on it, which I have to separate by heating it up in a very well ventilated area and letting the mercury evaporate. And then I have pure gold again.